Hey guys, Singh here. Let's have a year's future review. What we had a discussion last time, what market tried to do based on that discussion, and what market potentially is doing right now, and what are the potential trade opportunities for the next week. I'm gonna do a very quick video. I think last time the video was a little bit lengthy of 17-20 minutes. I'll try to wrap it in less than 15 minutes this time. So last time we had a discussion that market uh, there was a huge gap created. There was a huge gap, and then market tried to go up. There was a T-shaped form, accumulation of shorts, and then we saw a market was sort of in balanced range. So the expectation was either the breakout or either the breakdown. As we could see, the market tried to make a couple of attempts to go up and could not really trade. There was no interest of the participation, and then some weak hands were formed, taking some positions, long positions for the breakout. But the following day, market traded lower, filled that gap. So the action has been done. On the following day, FOMC day, a lot of shorts try to bring the market. They want to break the market to the downside, and they caught really in a very bad location, shorting the market in a very poor location. Because as we could see, the market was already has come far off, and they were trying to accumulate their shorts here. And then during the Fed speech, the market spiked up, and all those shorts who shorted at a bad locations, they got covered, and there was a rocket spike to the upside, which led price close to the other end of the balance. So you know the balance rule. Market failed to break the balance to the upside, traded to the other end of the balance, and then once it did not sustain here, it filled the gap. The action has been done, and the following day after the Fed, sellers came aggressively. They put the price back inside the balance, traded the other end of the balance, and on Friday they continue the move to the downside of the balance. And now we're seeing the value is trading lower at this point of time, right? So this is what we had a discussion, that there is a potential for the gap fill, the unfinished business that has been remained unfinished, that market has finished. Now let's look at for the next week. What we are going to see at a weekly time frame. Yeah, market is in a very wide balance at this point of time on a weekly time frame. This is our weekly time frame. This is a weekly balance. That's why we're seeing a huge violent moves to the upside and downside. So market trying to come lower, higher, trying attempted two times breakout, could not really follow through the breakout. So there is a saying in the market profile that if market has to rally, it has to break first before it rallies, right? So I think that is what market is trying to do at this point of time. But the market, if you see on a weekly time frame, it's trending on a higher time frame, although we could see a violent moves. But Friday's low is very important for us, 4590. This is a very important low because this is where we see the market is trending higher on the weekly time frame. If this low can be maintained without any breakdown, we might see a bull reversal to the upside. But if it breaks, then we got to see where market wants to trade, maybe retest of this prior week and then rally from here. But at this point of time, the weekly time frame means midterm players are still in the game. Looking at a daily time frame, if you look at a daily time frame, market at this point of time is trending lower on 2 days time frame. So we really got to see whether they can follow through from here, or we see some sort of balance forming in this location, and then the breakout of that balance or breakdown of this balance bring the price to the downside, and we see a continuous follow through of this downtrend on a daily time frame. But again, daily time frame traders are very, very short term traders. We can see those nuances through market profile that I'm going to share with you in the next video. The medium term players are a little bit longer time frame. Those are swing traders. So we have to keep those guys in the mind always when we take a plan into consideration, because being intraday traders, if you don't really look what big boys uh, are located, it can be a very risky game if we are trying to take short-term trades and we do not really focus where what is the interest of the big boys, right? So this is a daily time frame, but weekly we have seen that it's still trending higher, and this is the line in sand for the weekly swing traders to keep it intact to the upside and do not let it breach. Let's look at market profile, what we are expecting now. So Friday action, right? Friday market action, market opened with a gap down, and as we could see, the market opened here, tried to make attempt to go higher to fill the gap, but did not. So there is always a gap rule. If market open with a wider gap means 10 points and above. If it do not fill fast enough, then you actually take a trade in the direction of the gap. Of course, I did not shorted the market because market is quite violent these days. So what happened? I was just waiting patiently, and 4595 area was sort of 50 days moving average. So I thought the big boys are gonna step in here to protect this low and buy at 50 days moving average. So I took a long at 4591.50 with the expectation that market will reverse and make sort of balance and maybe fill the gap. I didn't know, but I just had, but I did not held my position. I was just taking longs, scalp longs. Even I took a long with the break of a. I expected a huge rally, but it just filled the gap here, and then uh, just filled the gap, and then we could see the market sort of trended lower, right? So, what are the nuances for the following week? Uh, there are a couple of nuances that how short-term traders are selling the market. You look at this sell happened from exactly of previous overnight low, right? And then the sell happened exactly from the initial balance low, and this sell was happened from this previous low. Of course, this was important area, so sellers try to dominate, put it down. But you look at this I and J, they are at exact location. Now, market makers do not really take a position at the exact high to short the market. They have no such interest. This again, you look at K and L, weak level, right? And then we have seen huge sell orders in this bar in the final hour. I saw the sell orders through order flow. There has been a huge sell, huge people got short here. Probably they were looking to break off 4,600 and take out the low of this. So for me, probably they are trapped somewhere here based on the sell order I've seen here. And market saw a immediate reversal right after 4 p.m. Now, what I'm expecting this low to be maintained. Market try to on Monday or Sunday start trading higher and take out these weak sellers out of the game. These sellers, these sellers. So I'm talking happening in RTH. Sometimes it happens in the ETS session as well, but for me, RTH session is very important because that's when the big boys comes in the game. So if buyers able to break the D high, which is 4657 on coming Monday, we could see a huge rally start taking place um, to the upside. Now, if sellers pop in somewhere here in this zone and they defend this 4657 area, so their interest will be to bring the price down and break this low, right? So buyer interest is to take the prices higher. The people who shorted here, squeeze them, take out these weak sellers out of this game here, and they may want to break this high. If they are able to break this high, their immediate focus will be to bring the price back to 4700 level. Now let's say if sellers start dominating here and they bring the, then their interest will be to break the weekly low and shake out the mid-term players. So these guys needs to be really large traders who can break the market, because if they have to shake out the weekly level, they will have to really make sure that they throw a huge sell orders. So I'm gonna watch it very precisely. There could be a possibility the market breakdown and do a sort of fake out to the downside and reverse immediately sometimes next week, right? So I'm gonna monitor continuously. But if this comes down and have a follow through, it has a potential to come all the way to 4532. Why? Because this area there has been a less volume traded area in this zone 4540, and this was, I think, our previous breakout high, previous all-time high breakout area. So there could be a possibility market might retest this level again before it breaks the all-time high again. So I'm keep on watching this. I have taken a long position at 4509, a swing position, and I will be holding it as long as this level is not breached or 4605 is held. So I'm going to watch it precisely in the order flow. Of course, we are expecting a lot of negativity in the market right now. Omicron and interest rate. Interest rate is one of the big things uh, that is part of the discussion. But of course, if a decision has been taken today, that is not going to break the market like boom in 2 days or 3 days time. Even if market has to come down, it takes its own time, right? But let me tell you one important thing. The all-time high has been built in the Globex session. So any high built in the Globex session has to be taken out before any major correction. So if somebody is bear thinking that this market has seen the top and now we're gonna head to the downside, I mean, good luck to them. I don't have any thought. I don't have any such thought, because I've seen the past records. Any all-time high built in global session has been taken out before any major correction. Yeah, I'm an intraday trader. I do not forecast the market. My job is to find the potential trade location and take the trade, whether it is long and short. Yeah, of course, from by heart, I'm a bull. I have that personality. I'm a bull trader, but I don't mind shorting when there is opportunity presented, right? Last week I tried to short at these locations to take out this weak hand from here. I got 2 times stopped out with a very small stops, but again I shorted when I saw some huge sellers participating. This was my area of interest to be taken out in the power hour, and I kind of shorted here, booked my 9.75 points, and then I did not waited all the way here. Then I took up long somewhere here to the upside, and then price came back and then tried to come down, and that's where I took immediate long position, considering this is a 50 days moving average to be retained as is, and the weekly high, weekly low. I consider that this will be the weekly low, which should be retained as is. Let's see what happens in the next week. Wish you all the best. Good luck for the next week. Thank you.